In this video, I'm going to talk about Windows command prompt. Now, Windows command prompt is the oldest command prompt available within your operating system. Now, Windows command prompt is the default command line interpreter for Microsoft Windows. Sometimes it is also known as CMD or cmd.exe based on the application name. It is different from PowerShell. Now, the purpose of Windows Command Prompt is to provide a seamless connection between the user and the operating system or the application. So, if you want to query anything related to the operating system, like memory or disk space or virtual memory or the processes or the threads within your operating system, then you can use Windows Command Prompt. And you can also do basic file and directory based applications querying in Windows command prompt as well. Now, CMD can be used to automate routine tasks using batch files. So, if you have a file which contains batch commands, okay, .bat file, which has a sequential set of command line commands, then you can execute that in the command prompt to automate some of the routine tasks. Now, you cannot run PowerShell commandlets in command prompt. However, there are different ways through which you can run PowerShell commandlets in command prompt, but you need to open the PowerShell shell within the command prompt. Now, let's move on. Yeah. So, what are the different basic commands which is available within the command prompt? Now, there are set of directory actions. Now, the command which I've listed over here is not comprehensive. There are many more commands available. I've just listed some basic commands which is available within the command prompt. Now, directory actions, file actions. So, in your file explorer, if you see the files and directory, now you can manage those files and directory using the command prompt. So you can list down, you can copy, you can create, move, change directory. Those all actions can be done from the directory actions. From a file action, you can create a file, delete a file, move the file, compare two files, and task management. You can list down the task, you can kill the task available within your operating system. And there are other utility based commands such as logman, ipconfig, mstsc for seeing the remote desktop application, nslookup, uh, PowerShell, okay, netsh, and then displaying the group policy within your operating system, formatting it as finding something, finding the files, searching the files. So those all things can be accomplished using this command prompt. Now, these are the list of commands which are available within the command prompt application. I'm not going to go into every command, but I'll try to cover some of the basic command available within your operating system. Okay, so this list is a bit comprehensive. It has whole bunch of commands available within the command line. So let's go into the demo. So I have various command lines open within my system, but the more which I'm interested is maybe I'll just open the command prompt. Okay. Now this is the command prompt. So let me clear the screen. So the first command to clear the screen is to, you can have a command like, you can write the command like cls. Okay. Now let me just zoom a bit. Okay. So the moment you do cls, all the items within your screen which gets cleared. Okay. If you do cd slash, it will take you to the root directory. Okay. If you do cd users, okay, then it will take you to the users directory. Then again, if you want to uh, go to cd Uppal Girish, then it will take you to that directory. Okay. Now, let me do one thing. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to go back. Okay. So if I put cd slash, I will be taken back to the root directory. Now let me go into cd G1. Okay. Now this is my directory, and if I want to see what is there within that directory, I can see that there is a file called as a.txt. Okay. Within that directory. Okay. And I can then go back and then again I can go into another directory, which is say Girish. Okay, if I do a tab, then I can see all the directories available, and then if I see dir, then I can see a whole bunch of information. Okay, within that directory. So I'm in Girish directory now. So I've done a cd command. Okay, now let me do a clear screen. Okay, so I put cls command to clear the screen. And if I want to see all the command available within the command prompt, I can type in help. Now here it will give you all the commands. So rd is a command which removes a directory. Print is a command which prints a text file. Path is a command which displays or sets a search path for executable file. So like this, I can see all the commands available within the command prompt. Now let me clear the screen again, and then I will type ver. Ver means version. So the version number of the command line will be shown. Now remember, command prompt comes with your Windows operating system, and that's why the command line version is similar or same to the Microsoft Windows version, and that's why you are presented with Microsoft Windows version number. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's create a directory. Okay. Now if you see here, if I do a dir, then these are all the listed directories. Now I don't have a directory named as say Linux. Okay. So let me do a cls and let's say mkdir Linux. Okay. So it will create a directory called as Linux. Now if I do dir, then I should see a directory named as Linux over here. Okay, and I can navigate to that directory by typing cd Linux. Okay, and then it will be taking me to Linux directory. So let's go one step back. Cd dot dot. So I'm in C Girish. Okay, now let me delete one file. So before deleting the file, I should know what the file is. So if I have a file called as say mm, say g6.txt. Okay, so let me write the command del, which is delete g6.txt. If the file exists, then it will not complain, and then it will delete the file. And if I again do a dir, then that file is gone, okay, from the system. Now if you don't like the color of the command prompt, now you can do other things like say color, and if I just put one, okay, now see the color changes. Okay, if I put color 2, then the color again changes. So you can choose what color you want, like color 4, color 5. So like this you can change the color of the uh, command prompt. Okay. uh, then we have something called as copy command. So copy command will copy the file from one directory to another. So I think we have created a directory called as Linux. Yes, we have. So Linux directory does not have anything, so let me copy a.txt, if that file exists, to c/girish/linux. Yes, the file exists, and that's why it is copied to c girish linux. So now if I go to Linux directory, and if I do dir/ad, let me scroll this a bit. Yeah, you can see that that file exists. Okay, so let me again do a cls now. Okay, now the next command is to find something in the file. Okay, so I have a file. Let me open this file, secret a.txt. So if I show you this file, this file has some content over here. Okay, now if I want to find say doll, okay, the text doll within this file, then what do I write is find doll. Okay, and just give the path name c girish a.txt. Now if it is available, then it will show me yes, that text exists. Now if I put something like doll one, then it won't show me anything. So that means that content has not been found. Now that's about fine. Now if I put time, then it will show me the current time. Okay, and I can put the new time as well. If I put date, then it will show me. Oh, sorry. Put date, then it will show me the current date, and then I can input the new date as well. Okay. Now see this command prompt. Now this command prompt does not have any title. This window, right? This window does not have any title over here. Okay. Now, if I want to put a title, now what this title means is like if you hover your mouse over here, it will show you the title. Now, currently the title is just the, so if you see a PowerShell 7, Windows PowerShell, and command prompt, that's the title. Now, if I put the command title and say Girish work area, okay. Now see what happens over here, okay, at this space. It has now named it to Girish work area, okay. Now here you can see the title is Girish work area. So like this, you can change the title. Okay. Now system info, if you want to see the system information, then it will start loading all the information about your operating system and your hardware, and then it will start displaying it. Now it's a complete list, so you will get a whole bunch of text over here, and then you know exactly what kind of hardware or what kind of software you have within your operating system and the hardware, like for your desktop or your laptop. Uh, then I have a command called as a start. Okay. Now start, what it does, it opens another command line. Okay. Now if I again type start, then it will open another command line. Okay. Then it will open it is for spawning another command line. So you can use start. Okay. So let me close this. Then the next copy command is, there is something called as an X copy within browse. Now it also copies the content from one directory to another, but there is a newer way to copy, that is something called as a robo copy, which is like much more relevant, like say like a big changes have been made in the code from the copy command to X copy and then to the robocopy. It is more secured, it is more resilient. So robocopy, again the syntax is similar, like if you want to copy something from one directory to another. So maybe let's say if I have a file called as b.txt, um, let me go one directory and I'll say robocopy b.txt to c slash girish slash maybe linux, yeah. Then it will copy the file from one directory to another. Now here I think the file name syntax is incorrect, that's what I've got the message. So let me see if I have a directory, um, I have a b.txt. So I've written the command robocopy b.txt, and then I would try to move into one another directory, but then this is applicable only to directory. Okay. Now this is not applicable to the file, and that's why you got that error. Now if you have a directory, say let's assume I have directory called as say g2. Okay. Now if I put robocopy as g2, okay, now this is a directory, I'm copying the entire directory from one from source to destination, then it will give me a correct message and will say, oh, everything is copied. Now this is the total one directory copied, and this is the date, this is the time, this is the speed, and it will give you all those information. Now in between, if there is some network interruption, then it will try to retry those copy command again. Okay, so it is more resilient. uh, so that's what is about robo copy. Now SC query, it will give you all the services which is available within your operating system. So it will give you the service name, display name, the type, the state, the exit code, the checkpoints, and the wait hint. Okay, so the command is basically SC query. Okay. Now the next command is rename. So if you want to rename a file, so if I have a file called as g1 or maybe a.txt, and I want to call it as aa.txt, then it will be renamed to aa.txt. If you see here, now this file has been renamed from a.txt to aa.txt. Uh, then I can compare the file. So I have a file called as aa.txt and b.txt. I can compare both this file it will give me a file comparison. So now aa.txt has this component, hello doll set cool, and b.txt has hello dame as a component. Now I'll show you the file what aa.txt contains. So aa.txt contains this and b.txt contains this. So if you compare this file, the first two lines are similar or same. Then we have hello over here, and then doll set cool, and here there's dame. So that's why it's comparing aa.txt, b.txt, and listing down anything it find different, and it will just show you those output listed over here. Okay, so that's how you compare two different files. Right. So moving on, task list. So if I put task list as a command, then it will list on all the tasks within your operating system, which is currently there, and it will give you the ID, it will give you the memory consumption, uh, those sort of information. Okay. Then if I type VOL, it will list down the volume drive and the volume serial number. Okay, and the last command, which is tree, basically it will list down all the directory structure. Okay, so let me go into say Linux directory, which we have just created, and let me see the directory. So we have, do we have any directory over here? No. So let me go back and let me see directory. Now I have a directory called as xxx, yyyy, g1, g2, those sort of directory as you see over here. Now if I type in the command as tree, then it will list down all the directories available within that particular folder. Okay, so it will be a comprehensive list. Now let me close this and let me go into say g1 directory and run this command, which will be a bit manageable. Now, if you compare this one by one, now here you will see there is a directory called a GA copy, copy 2, copy 3, copy 4, and that's why it is showing in a nice visual kind of an interface. So that's it, folks. This is mostly about the command line program, command prompt. There are many other commands. I've just shown you some basic commands available within command line. Sometimes it comes handy when you deal with operating system operations, but mostly it's a good knowledge if you have this command at your disposal, so that you exactly know what command you're typing, and it will help you in your scripting journey. Thanks for watching.